Hello, dear students. How are you? Assalamu alaikum. I think you are well by the grace of Almighty Allah, and I am well also. So I am here. Meanwhile, I have given 6 lectures of Volpone, students of honors, third year, under National University. And it is the 16th and 17th century drama. The last 6 lectures, I have tried to understand you some important elements, theme, background, etc. etc. Now, I like to go the important question of this year, discuss Volpone as a comedy of humors. You have seen here my student subject comedy of humors, Volpone. But you know very well, before going to deliver any lecture or before write any question answer, you should have the emphasis on the writer. Ben Jonson was a unique person among English men of literature and one of the great dramatists of the Elizabethan age. He was known as a classical dramatist. Volpone is one of his highly interesting and remarkable comedies in the dramatic world. It is a forceful play and presents a vision of life. At the same time, it was horrifying and disgusting. In the dramatic world of Elizabethan time, after Shakespeare, Jonson actually presents a special type of comedy which is known as the comedy of humors. So this is about life, there are contents, and about writer, that is Jonson. Next important belief of Jonson. But before going to deliver the lecture about the humor of comedy, you should have to know what is comedy, what is humor. Comedy of humor is a type of comedy developed by Jonson, the Elizabethan playwright. The term humor is derived from medieval physiology. According to the medieval belief, there are 4 fluids of human body. And these are very important. Which are they? Number 1, blood. Number 2, number 1, blood. Number 2, phlegm, P-H-L-E-G-M. P-H-L-E-G-M. Number 3, color or yellow bile, C-I-S-O-L-E-R. And number 4, melancholy, M-E-L-A-N-C-H-O-L-Y, melancholy. That is 4, blood, phlegm, color, melancholy. Color is called yellow bile, melancholy is called black bile. These are very important to construct a good body, and if this wall are fresh and in a sweet state, the body is comfort, the body physically, body is nice, and if there is any physical condition and these are 4 fluids are called humors. So this blood, phlegm, color, mentally, these 4 elements are very important, and if these 4 elements are in the positive state of a body, the body's condition is good and well and it is a good temper. But if any of the humors gets imbalanced, the person who becomes physically or psychologically abnormal. These humors again corresponded to the four elements of the earth, air, fire and water. Earth, air, fire and water. So these are very important, and not only these four elements are also correspond the four seasons according to England. The seasons are summer, winter, spring and autumn. So blood is connected with water, blood connected air plus spring, spring, spring. Blood plus air, spring. When a body is full of blood, ultimately the result is air. And normally the person may romantic, amorous in temperament, building castle in that, and it is finally found in spring. Spring is called the season of king. Number 2, fire is connected with water. Fire plus water. Water plus cold. Water what? Winter. So fire is number 2. Fire is connected with water and winter. Water is cold, so there is a connectivity. Connected with water and too much fire makes a person cold, covered, pale, and there is a connection of winter. Number 3, color, that is vile yellow. Vile yellow. Vile yellow is connected with fire. So color is fire. Fire plus summer. SUMME. Yeah, summer. Summer. So when body gets more color or vile yellow, she or he may furious, vindictive and hot temper, impatient, and melancholy, that is black bile is connected with autumn, that is earth, T-A-R-T-H, earth, autumn, A-U-T-U-M-N, autumn. Very, very important. So when black bile is connected with earth and that increase in autumn, the excess of black bile makes a person or results is pensive, sentimental, gluttonous and lethargic. These are very important. In writing, belief of Jonson here, belief of Jonson. Old. Belief of Jonson. Belief of Jonson. What does think Jonson about this? Very important. In writing comedy, Jonson actually followed a theory of his own known as theory of humors, and so his comedies are called comedies of humor. The commonly accepted meaning of humor is not used by Jonson. It bears a special meaning and significance in comedies given by Dramatist himself. I have given only about the 4 fluids of human body, and these are very important. And his humor became a new weapon in hands of satirists. So we may say sometimes Jonson is a satirist, because Jonson wrote some satire. Next, realist and satirist. Jonson was actually a realist and a satirist also. He wanted to bring the light, the vices and follies or humors of people by presenting them in the familiar environment of real life. His purpose was to investigate or castigate the vices and follies of people of England of that time. Jonson's characters are conceived in terms of theory of humor or suppose. His characters are men and women seen from a particular angle, and so they are true life. So Jonson actually tries to present the real life of England through this humor. Number 4, admiration of gold and wealth. Very, very important, in Volpone. In Volpone, we have seen that there are a lot of characters, and every characters are very greedy. They made them himself to be famous by using their character. They are very greedy, they are very avid for wealth of Volpone. So Jonson's Volpone is darkest comedy. The darkest comedy. As a comedy of humor, it differs normally the other comedy which was written by Ben Jonson of the time. Though there is some coloring humors in the characters of Volpone, it cannot be called a typical comedy of humors, but it is a savage satire on human avarice for gold or greed for wealth and property. So normally the people of England became very much addicted to these kinds of attitude. The love of gold or wealth pervades the whole play. In this play, the gold has been glorified as deity and was adored with blasphemous jest. So Volpone, the central character, the central figure of the play, hails gold as his own soul and also the soul of the world. He elevates gold is above the sun. For him, gold is the God, and he remembers that gold is most powerful God. Even soul can be bought by gold. This is the belief of this is the belief of Volpone of the time. Gold is the source of virtue, fame, and honor, and the man who possesses it is considered noble, brave, honest, and wise. So gold became a saint, became a god to Volpone. Admiration of gold and Lost humanity. Lost humanity. Important question. The play deals with mainly lost humanity. This one, that is 5. The play deals with only one dominant passion or humor, which is avarice or greed for gold or wealth. All the characters in the play dominated with this master passion, and this passion is gold, gold and gold. The play depicts the meanness and depravity of man. It presents man, women as beasts who have lost human attributes and become monsters of wickedness due to their outermost greed or lust. As they have lost human attributes, they are dehumanized by the dramatist as well. So, their names are given with symbolical significance, which are Italian words. You know, all the names have come from Italy. Beasts and birds, because they possess the qualities of beasts or birds and not to human beings. So, actually they have lost their humanity. They live and move in a world dominated by selfishness, greed and perverted human values. So the dramatist has used the names of beasts or birds for his characters. Thus Volpone means fox, mosca means parasites, and mosca a fly, vulture, corvino the little crow, and corbaccio the raven. And serpolitic would be is a parrot, and peregrine a falcon. All these characters actually have lost their human qualities, human attributes, and become monsters of wickedness only due to their insatiable greed and avarice. The name Volpone suggests Volpine also. Very cunning, you know. Volpone is a fox. And Mosca suggests here parallelism. So, when Jonson really tried to show the real picture of the England of the time through the characters of these kinds of three legacy, Volpone and Mosca. So here we have seen that the play Volpone is an animal word, and it is altogether devoid of goodness or humanity. So every human being actually has lost their humanity and becomes the monster of greed and avarice of that time. Here, selfishness and meanness and materialism. Through the characters of three legacy hunters, Mosca, Volpone, Politic would be, and his wife Lady would be. They are all selfish, and they are very mean and gross materialism. All the characters are driven by master passion of greed and avarice. The principal characters, you know, Volpone and his parasite Mosca, and the three legacy hunters all are illusioned with the idea of money and gold and property. So it is love of gold which makes the yeast crippled Corbaccio to inherit his own son Bonario, you know. And not only this, the love of gold makes Corbanio to become ready to prostitute his wife Celia, his beautiful wife Celia. And Volsa is an advocate to degrade the legal profession of his profession law. So the love of gold makes lady politic would be ready to sell her chastity to Moscow for a handful of gold. Moscow also cherishes the same passion. At the end of the play, we have seen the real color of Moscow when he told to the three deformed Nano and so on that he will be the owner or inherit person of Volpone's property. So here actually Moscow is a parasite, his role is a fly. So Moscow is real criminal. So all the characters are imbalanced and abnormal. So these imbalance and abnormal characters make the play comedy. Number 7, corrupted. Volpone is actually the very corrupted person. Here Jonson shows that the mental imbalance is more dangerous than physical imbalance, as she shows through the characters of three deformed Nano, Andrigono and Castruino. So, in order to add this great store of oil, Volpone pretends to be sick and encourages his helper, parasite Moscow, the legacy hunters, to bestow rich gifts on him in the hope of property, wealth after his death, Volpone's death. But his passion for women is more powerful than his passion for wealth. Where we see in the scene Celia, when Celia was in front of in his chamber, he wanted to give everything to make a sexual relationship. So actually Volpone wanted to make sure, wanted to buy everything using his money. So here we see Volpone is also a corrupted person. And last of all, the conclusion. Here we see the characters of Volpone are stereotypes. All of the characters are imbalanced as well, so their humors are out of balance, and they thus act in commercial ways. Every characters in this play actually played an important role, but it was commercial fully. They were every characters were greedy, and they wanted to get everything. They wanted to get themselves be famous by getting the wealth and property of Volpone. But Volpone actually maintained every trace. So here Jonson very nicely and very successfully actually show or wrote this play very nicely. So all the characters are imbalanced as well as their humors are out of balance, and they thus act in commercial ways. So thus we can say that Volpone is an exceptional type of comedy of humors. So I think you understood everything. This is very important. My dear students, please go through the lecture again and again, and I think you will be benefited. This question is very important. Subject comedy of humors. Discuss Volpone as a comedy of humors. This question is very important. And another question, I think there is also another question, and this question is maybe Volpone as a satire of the contemporary English society. It is very important, and you should have to emphasis on them. Volpone is a satire on the contemporary. Number 2 question. Volpone as a satire on the contemporary temporary contemporary English society. This question is very important to you, I think, next year. That's coming year when you will appear in the exam. 2 questions, Volpone as a satire and the Volpone as a satire and also Volpone as a humor. Okay, thank you. Well, next time I will like to meet with you in the last lecture, and the lecture will be held on most probably its number is 8. Thank you all. Up to that. Stay safe, stay well.